the migration of NDK apps on x86, and also there is an application which will show you the performance of Dalvik versus NDK. So this is a session which talks about Android native development kit. What is NDK? Heard a lot of, when it comes for Android, you have heard a lot NDK. What is NDK? So it's a set of tools, or you can call it as a toolkit in order to incorporate native code. So when I tell native code, it is C and C++ code in order to port it onto, in order to convert it into Android application. So as soon as I tell C and C++, people are very excited because we are very comfortable in C and C++. So Android has made us, I can tell there is a channel in Android SDK where actually you can port your native code using JNI, that is Java Native Interface. This interface helps you in porting your native code into the application. So why should we go for NDK? So are we not comfortable with Dalvik? So it's not about the Dalvik or NDK, it's about the performance. Everything in Android, when you talk about Android application, it's about performance. Mainly the performance of applications really plays a very important role in NDK. So what kind of applications are we targeting for performance? So it's mostly the intensive tasks, like let it be a complex algorithm, multimedia applications like a hardware decoder, encoder, and the gaming applications. All these things, apps require a lot of performance. So in order to boost this performance, NDK plays an important role. That is because of the native code. So why is the native code so flexible? That's mostly because C and C++ are the most portable languages. And when you are already having a C and C++ code, and somebody tells you can reuse that code in porting to Android application, who is not happy? That's where actually the NDK plays an important role. Software code reuse. This is actually one of the greatest advantage of NDK applications. And then the fluid and lag animations. What do you mean by the fluid and lag-free animations? So here it's about the compute-intensive applications like as I mentioned already, the hardware encoding, decoding. Here, when you want to push some of your offload some of your modules of the application onto graphics, that is GPU, native code plays an important role. So if you want to get lag-free animations, go for NDK. This is the differentiation which I am talking about, the hardware access which is possible using native code. As it directly mentioned, it's a direct advantage of NDK. So if you are not using it, what are you losing? You're not losing anything. The only thing is you are giving a bet on performance. That's the contrary to the complexity which it's going to add on to. This is about NDK. And a little bit of NDK history, if I have to speak. This actually evolved a lot from Android 1.5, that is from the Cupcake onwards, and it's now better from almost the Android 2.3 version, that is from the Gingerbread onwards. There's a lot of improvement on NDK. Android Forum is actually giving a lot of importance to NDK. So Android 2.3, where actually the NDK was very well improved. That's when actually even the first version of x86 support came up on Android. So this is about the Android NDK introduction. Now let's get into a little more depth. What is NDK versus Dalvik applications? What is the role of Intel platform support on that? So you have a Dalvik app and you want to run it on the x86 platform. It seamlessly runs on x86 platform. There is no issues in porting the Dalvik application onto Intel platform. You want to port NDK applications onto Intel platform. Most of the applications run seamlessly without any recompilation or any kind of optimization required. And there are a lot of tool chains available from the Android NDK itself, which supports for you to port your application port your NDK application onto x86 since 2011. And some may require a small recompilation, which will yield you actually best performance. It's not actually for porting your application to NDK. It's more of yielding better performance on x86. That may require a simple recompilation. And if there is any specific processor code dependent, for example, which is actually hard coded for any non-Intel platform, there might be a porting necessary where actually you have to convert those into x86 compatibility. And also, when I'm talking about NDK versus Dalvik, I have to mention here, like more than, when you see the Google Store, more than 50% of the applications are NDK. So we better go to NDK. So I would like to share one of the case study which we have took it up when it was actually porting Android, that is the NDK application, onto x86. It was a major game engine which we actually ported from Dalvik to NDK. It was majorly from, there was an existing NDK for a non-Intel platform. How did we port it onto x86? So what I have some few, like 3 or 4 problems which we face on porting versus how we actually ported onto the x86. So some of the problems, as I already mentioned, were there were hard-coded statements or instructions in the non-Intel platform tools which the NDK application used. So how did we overcome this problem? We had to rework on the scripts to include the x86 support. So that was actually how we overcome this problem of hard coding for non-Intel platform. So, and there was also non-Intel platform code for skimming. So this is actually, I would call it as it was a major problem. So how did we overcome this? Using the solution of the existing SSE code. So that's actually the streaming streamed instruction set which is already present for x86. That's already there for PCs, and now it's also available for on the tablet processors also, that is the Atom processors, which is from the upcoming is the Bay-Trail platform. So on that we have the SSE 4.2 instruction sets available for you for optimization on the tablet. And the next one was the pre-built libraries for non-Intel platform. So there were this game engine had lots of pre-bundled libraries for which were specific for that non-Intel platform. So how did we overcome this problem? So as I already mentioned, that when it is already pre-bundled libraries, there will be a effort in order to rebuild it for x86 and link it to the proper existing libraries. So this is where actually your effort happens. Effort comes into picture. When there is already pre-bundled libraries, when there is already hard-coded instructions, that's when actually the effort for NDK happens. Otherwise, as I mentioned, all the NDK applications, the existing NDK applications, seamlessly run on x86. And most of the other bugs are already fixed in the latest NDK. You can really download it from the Android developers portal in order to try for the NDK application. Okay, so this is all about how actually this is all about the introduction for the NDK application. So let's get into the application development.